in a relationship. I would say serious. I'm really not open to, because you give me a wink, it doesn't mean there's anything behind the wink.
Hi guys, I want to talk about BBN season 10, 10 over 10, and this is my first video for the season. I've not really had time to unpack my opinion about each housemate or some housemates, but today I want to talk about Kola and Dede. So, for those that have been watching, we know that Kola has been going about talking about Dede to housemates. That, oh, Dede, he likes Dede, Jason is in his way, and all of that. Like, Jason doesn't want to leave her side. And I feel like Kola is just being, I feel like that is his strategy. We've seen this before in lockdown. And I feel like he's just trying to get like a dart behind Jason. Why do I say that? Now you go up and down broadcasting to everyone that Jason is in the way of you reaching Dede. When we know that we've watched this show and several times we've seen Dede with a friend Mide, and we've seen Jason conversing with others. So it's not as though Jason is with Dede all the time. Yes, they have times that they are together, but it's not always. But now Kola has been trying to pass this narrative, like sell this narrative to viewers and to the housemates, like Jason is in his way, which is not like that. Now, he's also made it look like he's just talked to Dede a few times, but this night we get to hear something else from Dede. Now, Dede was talking about friends in the house, and like she doesn't really relate with people on time. But then she keeps a small circle of friends. A lot of us do that. And she said the people in the house are not her friends. I mean, she just met them 5 days ago. That's how she said it. And to be sincere, they're not her friends. They're actually not friends. They're just trying to build some maybe pocket of friendships, which is understandable. I don't have a problem with that. My issue is actually with Kola, not with Dede. Now, Kola has been going around selling the narrative that Jason has been in his way, isn't it? But this night, Dede made us understand that she sees Kola as a friend. And she also made us understand that they've actually sat down to talk several times. But the only time we got like that sense that Kola and Dede had spoken, though we didn't see it, was in his diary session when he said he has been having deep conversations with some people, and he talked about Imisi and her background, then Dede, how she's close to her family and not really the extended family, like a nuclear family, and that's why she doesn't really like mingle with other people on time, and that's why she's the way she is. That's how I put it. But this night, in Dede's explanation, when they were conversing, that's Kola and Dede, we got to understand that she and Kola had actually been talking. And she sees Kola as a friend, just the way she sees Jason as a friend. Now, I feel some kind of way with the way that Kola had gone about the whole thing. I mean, we have seen this kind of thing repeat itself. And I'm thinking that is a strategy. Like, why are you going to all the housemates? When I say all, I don't mean all the housemates. But I'm just trying to say that it's been going about. Okay, in the morning, we saw him talk to Sabrina. He said something Dede. He knows the things that he's going to say that's going to support the conversation. And Sabrina was now like, oh, this jazz, that's not a big deal. We say these things. These are Nigerian lingo. And it was not like, oh, it's something like, he doesn't know where our mind is at, that kind of thing. After that, he went to meet Isabella and Kai Kumi. And he was still talking about Jason and Dede. So what I was trying to say was that the reason, Big Girl told them that they should remove their clothes from their boxes and all of that, I think, to make space in that place because everywhere was just rowdy. And it was like, the reason why I couldn't really pay attention to that particular thing was because he was trying to get an opportunity to talk to Dede. But we're hearing he and Dede talk today, and it appeared as though he and Dede had conversations several times. But all the times that you've spoken to her, you didn't really tell her about your intentions towards her. But you've gone to the house to spread it. We've seen this play several times, and that is my concern. Like, what is Kola trying to drive at? Is it trying to get the fans to begin to dislike Jason? I don't want to bring other seasons in, but we've seen this before. You're broadcasting, selling narratives out, trying to make Jason like the bad person, and it's not the real thing. Now, finally, to cut the long story short, he told Dede that he really likes Dede and all of that, and that, but because they just came into the house like those initial days, that he didn't just want to make it like an awkward situation. This is not how he said it. I'm not saying it verbatim, but I'm just trying to summarize what he said. But long and short, he told her that he's interested in her and all of that. And I love Dede's reply to him. Dede made him understand that, see, I've got a serious thing outside. You know, Dede had actually said that she's in a relationship. And then she retreated that to Kola. Kola knows, because she said it to the house. Everybody knows that she's in a relationship, you know, well, according to her. But now she's reiterating it, that she's in a serious relationship outside, and she doesn't want to jeopardize that sort of. And the way she keeps her relationships is that she likes to define things. Now, again, this is not verbatim. This is just me explaining what had happened. And I liked how she talked about Jason, because he still kept on going about the Jason Dede thing. And then she tried to explain that she doesn't have a romantic thing with Jason. Whatever is there is just friendship. It's not about emotions. It's not emotional. It's just casual relationship, in the sense that, oh, you've got a friend that you can relate with. And I think everybody needs that kind of friendship in that house. Everything must not be romantic and emotional and everything. And she also said that it's difficult for her to click with people, and like something attraction and all of that, and that there's no attraction between she and Jason. Everything there is just plain friendship. And she tried to make him understand that, see, you're my friend, and in this house, you, Jason, and Mide, and maybe one other person, I can't remember how that discussion went, but she's trying to say that I have this small community here, at least in the time being. She doesn't want weird feelings between she and maybe she doesn't want a situation where she and Kola, they will be, and then there'll be like these weird feelings or emotional feelings. She also mentioned that she and Jason is just comfort feelings, nothing serious, nothing emotional, nothing romantic. And I like the fact, what I particularly like about how she tried to explain that situation is that in trying to tell Kola that I've got a serious relationship outside, she's also trying to define the boundaries that, yeah, you're my friend. I see you as my friend. I have taken you as my friend. In this small circle of friends that I've got at the moment in this place, you're one of them. And I also don't want that when we're talking, it's going to be awkward. So she tried to define that boundary. Like, anything can happen between me and you. I'm a serious, focused person. I've got someone outside. I'm serious with that person. We can be friends, but I don't want anything romantic or any weird feelings. I love that for her, you know. For Dede, that we've said that she's a furniture. I've personally said she's a furniture. I like this part of her, the fact that she's actually a yes, a no person, and able to define boundaries. Being able to define boundaries is very important. We've heard ladies come and say, I've got someone outside, but they still don't define the boundaries. They still try to say, some people say, hey, my guy is okay with it. If I come here, he knows that it's about the money. But she's not doing that. She's saying that I've got my guy. I've got friends. It can be comfort, friendship, comfort, not in emotions and romantic, just comfort, like we gist, chit chat. That's all. Nothing beyond that. Do you know that this caller, he went on, kept talking about Jason again, and this wise 23-year-old lady told this guy that, I think Kola is 29 or so, but it's not about age, but I'm just trying to say that this young lady, wise young lady, did not mention Jason's name. She said the third party you're talking about, because he kept talking about Jason still. I'm happy. I'm so happy that Dede put him in his place, defined the boundaries between their relationship. She acknowledges that, yes, they can be friends. She's not saying because you've asked me out, we cannot be friends. We can be friends, but I don't want you to have it behind your mind that closeness to you translates to the possibility of a romantic relationship or situationship. I like that. At the beginning of the conversation, we got to understand that Kola had winked at Dede at one time, and he expected that Dede should catch those kind of winks to mean something. And Dede said no, she takes communication as A, B, B, and not, oh, assuming A is B, B is C, that kind of thing. That's so you winked at me. Me, I didn't see winking as anything. You winked at me, oh, it's wink. Simple as wink. I'm not translating that winking to be that, oh, this guy likes me, oh, that kind of a thing. So I like it. I give Dede 100 for this, and I just hope that the pressure of the house does not let her jeopardize whatever she's got outside for 71 days. Less than 71 days, in fact, now in Big Brother's mansion. Happy? I'm glad at how everything went. I'm really super duper happy, actually. So that is all the tea for Kola and Dede in this edition. In this edition of the gist, that is all for now. Thank you.